So when I was a kid and I was having a bad day or got in trouble or something, and I was things were heavy for me. There was usually two things I would do to get some relief. One was actually I would pray. I wasn't like the most religious kid, but I knew praying was helpful to be in touch with God, and God usually would console me and speak the truth to me. The other thing I would do is I would go, and in our basement we had a Nintendo set, and I would play Mario Kart. Now, I'm sure some of you are familiar with this game. Some of you probably aren't. Mario Kart, whatever. It's a Nintendo game, and but there was a course on Mario Kart. It was like kind of a racing game sort of thing, but you were characters in Mario. There was a course called Rainbow Road, which was one of my favorites. It just was like exciting, a lot of things going on, but you were literally like driving on a rainbow. So what I do now is when I'm upset and heavy, I go and play Mario Kart with Father Scott, and that makes me happy because I can usually beat him up pretty easily. Anyways, I'm just kidding about that part. But so anyways, we hear there's a lot of connections in the first Sunday of Lent that we read this year about Noah. Noah, of course, gets the rainbow as the sign of God's covenant, that God is never going to destroy man again. So man was at a low point. The earth was full of sin. The flood comes in. You're all familiar with it. God sort of, he cleanses things new. And the one holy man left is Noah. And he takes his family, he takes all the animals with him in the ark. And then the rainbow is established. The bridge now from man to God is reconnected. Just like it had been there with Adam, but it had been broken. That bridge had fallen apart with Adam's sin. Now the rainbow road is complete. Just like when I would play that game, I felt peace because I was by myself. I was really kind of like praying when I was playing that game. So that connection was made. And what's interesting in the Gospel of Mark here that we have in our reading is that Jesus, we hear, isn't given the three specific temptations by Satan. We just hear generally that he was tempted by the devil, and that he was among the wild beasts. It's kind of interesting, a little hearkening back to Noah. Noah was among the wild beasts in the ark for 40 days. Jesus is going to be in the desert with the wild beasts for 40 days. We're on our Lenten journey now for 40 days. We're with the wild beasts, if you will. This would be temptations we have that are put upon us, anything that wants to pull us away from God. Now, I think all of us, even if you're doing well and you're not a great sinner, I'm sure you're all good people, but we all have our moments of heaviness and darkness. Or maybe there's something in our life like we want to grow closer to God. Or we want to overcome this problem. We want to grow in holiness in this particular way. Well, now is the time. Lent is the perfect season. Let that rainbow road be forged in your heart, which is going to connect to the Sacred Heart. Spend some time today, if you have, like really planning your Lent if you haven't done so already. Not just like what you're going to give up, like chocolate or whatever, chocolate milk, but how can you pray more? How can you go to your quiet place? It was Noah's Ark. It was Elijah's mountain. It was, my basement when I was a kid playing Mario Kart. What is it for you so that you can spend that time with God and really see his face, and the truth can be spoken to you, and you can grow in holiness, and this Lent will really be a fruitful season. That rainbow road will be complete. Amen.